Hello, everybody. I'm Moo.
And I am Fuji.
We just watched Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone.
So there was a sword.
There was a stone.
And it was in a stone.
And there was a wart.
And it came out of the stone. Well, not the wart, but not... God damn it. Not Arthur. I'm going to call him Arthur. I just can't call him by that. I'm sorry. I just can't. Because I'm just going to call him Wart because I seen over the garden wall.
Okay. That's fine. Arthur.
King of the Britons.
So as we were talking about a little bit ago, this movie is not really, it's not based on Arthurian legend. It is based on the book, The Sword in the Stone by T.H. White, which I have not read, but a lot of people come into the bookstore where I work at asking for it, so I'm familiar with it in a passing method.
Yeah, I thought this movie was fine. What do you think?
It's very episodic, which comes from the source material. It's not really a complete story in and of itself. I would be very interested to see Disney's Legend of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
Ooh, they have to start by not making Guinevere his sister.
I
think they're half siblings. What is that? How it goes?
It's been I haven't read it since high school. So
neither have I. Oh my god. Arthur King. I just know Monty Python. Arthur King of the Britons.
Yes, I do know that. I have watched that many a time.
As a tart through a sword.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were talking while we were watching this one about how, especially compared to 101 Dalmatians, which also was adapted from a book, that Sword in the Stone just hasn't held up quite as well.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that is because, frankly, it's very influential. Like, there were a lot of things that it accomplished that people have done again.
Yeah.
And done better.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about, the story about the little boy who starts off doing
little white child,
little white child
who's male, of course,
who starts off and doesn't have anything going for him, and his life kind of sucks.
He's kind of wimpy,
and then makes it. I mean, it's a Cinderella story, but
then
Cinderella did it better.
Yeah, Cinderella did do, or at least Disney's telling us Cinderella did it better. I mean, Cinderella didn't go and become jacked, though that would have been very interesting if that happened.
Although, come to think of it, as we were talking about with Cinderella, Arthur doesn't really have a whole lot of agency in this movie either.
Oh my god, no, he does not.
I mean, things just kind of happen to him.
It's just like Pinocchio.
Yes.
And Dumbo. Well, Dumbo has an excuse. It's a baby. He's a baby elephant. So he has an excuse, but not so much with, I guess, Pinocchio kind of has an excuse because he's 4.
That's in
mind. But Arthur is like 12.
It's also established that Arthur is stupid.
Yeah, apparently he's
not stupid.
He's not
uneducated.
He's not. He's a little slow.
Maybe a little.
A little slow. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, that's the problem with this movie. It's the TV trope. Seinfeld is unfunny, which, in case you don't know, basically something that a lot of other works take inspiration from,
riffed off of, like
It as a result it ends up becoming like cliche and not as good. It doesn't hold up as well and never ages well when it does that. And I mean, this isn't always the case. Like when we saw Snow White, I thought Snow White aged well just fine, but and Cinderella also aged well, because even though we've seen that story a lot.
And I mean, to use Sword in the Stone's contemporary, like 101 Dalmatians holds up because that story has a specificity to it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You're not gonna make another movie about a bajillion dogs being kidnapped. And,
no, you're just gonna make the Aristocats.
But I mean, that's the thing, is that like even Aristocats, I think, is not really gonna hold up as well to 101 Dalmatians.
No,
I mean, it does in its own way because it was much more music focused and everything. But
yeah, I think that's what makes it apart from it. But we'll get to that.
Yeah,
when we get there.
But story wise, 101 Dalmatians is so specific in the story that it's telling, whereas Sword in the Stone is working off of basically Arthurian legend, which has been done and redone and redone.
Oh yeah,
forever.
And things have been based off of it, and other things have been based off of it. And I guess that's why people don't remember this movie as much. And also the Disney Corporation definitely doesn't, because what they do, the only thing in the parks that are even close, I mean, not to say that everything that is relevant is in the parks, but the only thing that people would see from Sword of the Stone, in everyday, as a casual Disney fan, I mean to say, is the sword in the park and Merlin, the costume character.
That is the thing, is that Merlin is definitely out and about, Like in Kingdom Hearts, like Merlin is the only part of this movie that really,
Oh, yeah,
makes
that's
a
right.
big appearance. He is a major character in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, yeah, because he's a fucking wizard. I mean,
Very important.
and in the end, we all know who Merlin is. Like, the Arthur legends are pretty well known, or at least in the States, who Merlin is.
I
Like,
would say that
Merlin is
the
wizard.
Arthurian legends are pretty well known in England.
What? No. No way.
Fairly well known.
Also, anyone who likes Fate Stay Night, I guess. That's something completely different. It's anime. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So like I think that's interesting. That's what they took, but I guess I could see why, because Merlin, one, is really eccentric, and you can do a lot with an eccentric wizard, and two, people will know who Merlin is.
Come to think of it, I mean, even that TV show that came out, I mean, they called it Merlin.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I never watched that show, but
my mom watched it.
Did she like it?
She really enjoyed it. She really liked it, and then she was like, the ending, just she couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't. Well, I mean, we all know how it ends. Anyone who knows the Arthur, like, spoiler alert, for how many century old story?
I mean, that's fair.
Spoiler alert, Arthur dies. I just spoiled King Arthur.
You did.
All of King Arthur.
You just spoiled it.
All of it. But to be fair, I didn't spoil how, which is kind of dumb. But anyway, that's not how I feel about the King Arthur legend, which is I have mixed feelings, I guess. Like, there's a lot of it that's good or interesting.
There's a lot of it that's just very weird.
A lot of it's weird, and then, like, the ending is kind of, I mean, I know why it ended that way, I get it, but, like, it's also, excuse me, wait, hold on. Oh, there we go. Also, there's that one story, was it Tristan and Isolde, thank you. That story, is that one.
Wait. Also, it's Tristram. No one knows that.
Tristram? Oh, okay.
In a lot of times in translations, they do say Tristan.
Oh, they romanticize it into that.
Yeah, the name is actually Tristram.
Tristram.
Yeah. No one knows that.
Oh, interesting. Well, now we know.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
But again, like, those really old stories, it's just, we've heard it so many times that, like, going back and watching something that's a part of that evolution, but not, lacking kind of some of the
nuances, I guess?
Yeah, the things that we've gotten used to, or, like, we've kind of acquired over time just in the public consciousness. It is kind of weird.
Yeah, I think the most entertaining part of this movie, the one that sticks out in my mind, I guess, is the part with Madame Mim.
The magic duel, I think, still holds up.
Yeah, that
really
looks
well.
Nice. Yeah, honestly, I would have taken a whole movie about those two.
Like, that's one of those scenes that, like, they say never pause a Disney film, but that's one of those ones where you could pause it at any moment, and that whole thing is just so well framed and choreographed and everything.
Then they spent all their money on it. Whoops.
They definitely spent all their money on it. There was a lot of reused animation in this one.
God damn it! I just realized what Madame Mim's name is referencing. It's the other magic lady that's in the Arthur myth.
Morgana.
No, not Morgana. The other one. Oh, she begins with an N. I think it's also like Nim, but it's short.
Yeah.
It's short for something. I forgot what, but
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay,
I forget the name too.
Yeah,
Nimu. It's Nimu.
Yeah,
something or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know how to say it. I only read it.
I don't know either, but I just realized that's what they were referencing. It took me, I don't know, 20 years to know this or something like that. I don't know when I first watched Star in the Stone. I don't think I was a kid though. I'm pretty sure I checked it out from the library.
Yeah. Anyway, but no, jumping back.
Okay.
Technically, this is not one of the most impressive ones.
No.
That I've seen. It's well put together.
Yes.
It's highly polished. They're having the same animation technique that they were using in 101 Dalmatians, where all the lines of the characters are very sketchy and, kind of jumping around. But the matte paintings, the background paintings are beautiful.
They are. You see the dust a lot more on these than the other ones I've noticed.
Well, just because we're watching the HD versions.
True, but I mean, I think it's more noticeable because their backgrounds are less like, there's not houses there to cover that up, and it's not nighttime all the time, or something like that. It's not covered up as much, I guess, is what I'm saying. So you notice it more. Not that it's a bad thing. This movie isn't bad, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't call it a bad movie. I just call it it's fine. So, I don't know, how would you recommend this movie to somebody if someone wanted to watch it, besides the history part of it?
I think just, the public image that we have of Arthur, and particularly of Merlin, I think in no small part are influenced by this movie.
A little bit, yeah.
It's one of those ones that, I bet, people would see, like, on the Disney Channel when they were kids, just flipping around.
Oh, definitely.
So I do think in that regard it is, a valuable piece of, film history.
Yeah, I guess I would recommend if somebody really likes Arthur mythos, they probably will get a kick out of this movie somehow.
It's kind of fun. I mean, like to see like this really, huge epic hero.
This
This
is a small
idea,
child.
this idea that he had this weird and kind of awkward boyhood.
Or like he had or that Merlin was a time traveler.
Okay, so Moo didn't know this.
Yeah,
Moo didn't know about Merlin living backward through time.
I don't think a lot of people know, honestly. He lives backward through times. Do a lot of people know
I
that?
think a lot of people know that.
Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay,
Maybe. I mean, it's not like
It
I
was a
know
critical
Arthurian legend isn't like high on your list of priorities.
Okay, no, it's not. Also, there's a lot of Arthurian legend, like
That's
lot
true.
of Arthurian
And as
legend.
we've said, this isn't like established Arthurian legend. This is like a take of,
Right, so I guess if you like that stuff, I think if you're interested in film history, if you like slapstick, there's a lot of stuff.
I love slapstick.
If you like reused animation, there's a lot of reused animation.
And I think when you start noticing is when you're doing it too much, but I do appreciate the lengths to which they went to make this a feature length film.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's funny.
It is funny.
And I also shout out to Sad Squirrel, that made me sad for a squirrel. Thanks, movie. I really wanted that. Also shout out to Awkward Squirrels in Heat. Yeah, thanks, Disney. I really wanted to learn about that.
I really wanted to hear you say that phrase.
Awkward squirrels in heat.
Yeah.
Well, the Merlin song was pretty much about the birds and the bees without saying as much.
That's funny. That is funny.
I can see why that song didn't make it to modern times. I mean, how would you learn about the bird and the bees? Oh, great squirrels. Squirrels and the bees. Okay, do you have anything else to say about Sandstone? Okay, so our next movie is The Jungle Book.
I love The Jungle Book.
Yeah, well, yeah, we forgot to talk about that this is the last movie that was released when Walt was still alive.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I guess we'll just talk about more because I think Jungle Book will be a more interesting talking point with that because that film was released after he was dead.
Yes.
So, all right, well, see you then. We watch The Jungle Book. Woohoo!